All right, you want to introduce him off?
Oh, me?
Ever done this before?
Oh, no, never. I'll get
Give it a
used to it
shot.
very quickly, don't we?
Give it a shot.
I just can't actually. Alright then. Alright, today we're going to have a nice little friendly game. If anybody keeps in there. Yeah, nice little friendly game. As I said, I don't know.
Oh,
You're embarrassing me. Why are you doing this?
real simple thing.
So,
Just tell us. Just tell us who's in the top right.
top right, that would be Experta.
There
Experta.
Dude, this is Montasaurus. And in the bottom left, of course, part of the map, this opponent is Montasaurus. But Hammer of the Gods. All right, well, if he's joking about things, that's probably no Hammer, says Zero. Okay, for anybody just joining us, looking at the VODs right now, who is like, hey, you're like, who's this person? This person is Experta's friend, who's standing in for him in the interviews because his mic doesn't work. And I thought that wasn't. I'm like, yeah, sure, you can cast too. Didn't work for the first game because they had to update things, but we've got Jade here now with us.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about Experta when you play with him. What kind of stuff does he do in team games? I'm really curious.
I can swear, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He's a total dick.
Really?
He's always trying to train me in this game. Always. It is never just about well, sometimes it's about having fun, but most of the time he's trying to train me. Like, he makes me do things and then just leaves me in the middle of a game, just like, okay, go and do that. So you gonna help? No, just do it.
Oh.
I just expect me to take on too much at once.
I can see why you enjoy ragging on him then.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely can't respond right now. So right, yeah, this map right now is. I've always thought this map was kind of fast. Like, it seems to encourage people to do funny things on one base. It doesn't mean that that's the only way to play on it, but that's what a lot of people will do. So I can't really blame either of them for actually scouting their opponents real quickly and just kind of being like, okay, you're not doing anything sneaky. All right, good. No fast Thors, no DTs. And
yeah, it seems rather more straightforward than some of the maps I've been on before.
That's for sure, especially the 4-player ones. Since they're so huge, you can really run into basically anything on them. But
nothing if you're really unlucky.
True enough. Okay.
Look at that cute ACV just running around, scouting them out.
Yeah, there really isn't much as a Protoss player you can actually do about that until the Stalker comes out. So I like the fact that he's keeping this guy up here, keeping an eye on things, and he's spending his money relatively well too. So he's not kind of the balance you need. Oh, never mind. Well, sneaky stuff is happening. Out in the middle of the map, there's a building. And generally, one does not build buildings in the middle of the map, because you want to play normally.
And a factory, right. This is going to be interesting. Normally, it's a barracks that they do a proxy on.
Yeah, this is an incredibly risky thing that Montasaurus is attempting right now, but it could work out really well. Probably is going to build a Widow Mine real quickly and run it into the mineral line. Since he proxied it like this, it should come and actually do damage just before an observer can even be made. So it's going to come down to really how Experta reacts to this. He could lose a lot, though.
Yeah, you're right. He's building a Widow Mine straight away.
Well, pretty much the only thing you can do with it. I mean, you could build Hellions, and I've seen people try that, but it is a little harder to make it work.
Yeah, and Widow Mines are theoretically cheaper, even with a Vespian gas cost.
Definitely true. Not to mention, they force your opponent to build detection, so if it doesn't do that. Oh, is he going to try and build 2 first? It looks like it. A supply block, though. Nope, it's just going to run it in. There he goes. And unfortunate. Oh, no. Experta's also supply blocked. He's going to build a pylon. He can't get any detection.
Saved the probes, though. He saved them.
Yep, and he's going to suicide one of them in and go back to mining, which he pretty much has to do because he was kind of supply blocked, so he couldn't build the observer right away. I'm surprised he actually isn't lifting off at the factory, though. Keeping that in there is not going to probably be a great move. But it could work out.
I wonder if he can time it, though. Oh, he thinks it's going to go off. It's just halfway done.
So this actually has done some damage. I mean, it's going to kill the 2 probes. Well, if he scans right now, he could actually kill the observer. No, he's going to run it back. out of view. Oh, he thinks he killed it. I don't know if he realizes where it is.
Does
Yeah.
he?
Good. He did move the observer.
Okay.
I was like, I was wondering for a second if that might happen, but yeah, he
Oh, he's
denied a
moved a
little mining.
proxy. Yep.
Yeah, he's pretty much given up on the proxy, I think, at this point. So,
So yeah, he's denied a little mining, some lesbian gas away from Expo.
but he's left a mine in the base, I think. Unless that's no, that's an observer. Okay. I was gonna say
Ah.
that's a pretty cheeky move. But you'll see a lot of players try stuff like that. It can be very effective because if you can catch them when they leave their base, then it's pretty awesome. Ooh, yay, free stalker.
Honestly, have you seen one of the most annoying plays that you can do to a Protoss player? Like, I think it works best if you're Zerg. If you go along and just plant um, Vespian gas right, in fact, like an assimilator straight on top of their Vespian gas geyser, so they can't mine it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, at that point, you can't do a lot of the more interesting one-base stuff. You pretty much just have to go, okay, I can either expand or I can forgate them. Can't really do much else because I don't have gas now.
But you force them to do something that you know, like what's going on at least.
Exactly. And that's especially effective against people who don't play the game as much. Against people who do, unfortunately, they can kind of adapt to it pretty easily. So I wouldn't necessarily rely on it too much. But yeah, it definitely can throw people off. If you've never seen it before, it's super effective too. Like it's just you have no idea what to do.
Yeah, I sadly know that. I sadly know the plays since I tried Protoss myself, but I
Mm.
just can't handle Protoss.
Yeah, it depends. You know, of course, it depends on what race your opponent's playing, but it's very much more focused on building positioning and being very, very precise about the beginning of the game compared to a lot of other a lot of other races. But at the same time, too, you know, that difficulty curve isn't necessarily too hard to get over. What race do you like to typically play?
Right now, Terran. I want to learn how to play Zerg though.
Ooh,
I
okay.
really do.
Yeah, Zerg's pretty fun, especially got to do a lot of scouting, a lot of reacting to things, but it does work pretty well. This is an interesting idea,
Ex-
Experta.
yeah. Oh no. As I expected, it's because of missile turrets they planted in the main bases.
Pretty much. This is actually a very yeah, it looks like he's just gonna back off. I didn't really blame him for this too much. I mean, he's seen already one missile turret in there. There's a siege tank. If he's not quite in the right spot, everything he warps in can just die immediately. So backing out of there, not too particularly unusual.
I wonder if he's gonna go bio or mech. Because he seems to have a mix right now.
Yeah, this is actually a Wings of Liberty kind of previous expansion sort of style of play. Primarily bio. Get a lot of Marines, a lot of Marauders, get the upgrades for them, but you get the siege tanks and not really too many upgrades just because they have a lot of inherent firepower. So the idea here is that you can kind of get a few siege tanks to back up the rest of the army and push forward with that, and then kind of control your opponent with drops. Though unfortunately, he's flying into that range of that Zelnaga watchtower, so Experta can totally see that. The question is, will he react to it though?
Oh, please say he notices. Oh, did he notice?
I'm not sure. I mean, the thing is, there's an observer there, so he still has a chance to do something about this. Montasaurus is not okay. No, the army is completely moving across the map. He's going to be able to drop in right here, and
Oh
this is
no.
going to hurt the production quite a bit. The question, of course, is does Montasaurus actually have enough to hold this push off, though? Because if he does, he'll be really, really, really far ahead.
He's expert stopping now. I think he's trying to sort out everything at his own base.
He's trying to move the probes out of the way, doesn't want to lose those, and then he's going to have to do some counter damage. He's moving down into the base a little bit. He's killing a Marine and Marauder just hanging out at the edge here. The army of... yeah. The army is here to kind of repair the bunker. Isn't really doing that. He is messing with the target priority on the units, though. He's trying to focus now on the siege tanks, and this is actually an extremely scary situation for both players.
No, lost his shield. Only 2 stalkers left. 1 stalker.
He's lost at the front, but unfortunately the warp-in has done a decent amount of damage to Montasaurus' main base. Meanwhile, Experta has also lost his main base, so I'm not honestly sure where this is gonna go. Unfortunately, all he can warp in is Zealots, though, so he can't make anything out of the Robo Bay either, so he's just going to take lots and lots of damage to this. The kiting is just going to be really, really brutal here. He's going to focus down the Robo, loses that Colossus that was building, and then he's going to get on back home. The difference, of course, being that Montasaurus can just lift his buildings. He's not going to lose any production. He will lose supply depots, he won't lose much else.
Oh, he's bringing him back. He's still pushing.
Knows he's pretty strapped for army right now, so this is actually a very nice choice, especially if there's no mothership core. Backing out, taking out a pylon. Experta still hasn't kind of been able to restart his production here. Just got his gateways back up. At the most, he's just going to get a few zealots out of that, though. And here comes the probes pull off again. The losses are really, really racking up for Experta, though. He's lost already in this game a total of 40 workers. Ooh.
Just poor probes.
And he can't stabilize here. Yeah, he's just taking too much damage, and that's GG.
There you go. Ah, he just wasn't paying attention to the Zarnaga Tower.
No, if he had caught that, yeah, he would have been able to actually just reposition his army, maybe even taken out one of the medevacs before it landed. But unfortunately, it didn't quite work out for him that game.